So I'd like to show you how the module I created Impara l'Italiano con l'Ispettor Zunicchi works. It was very amusing for the students to start with Scegli l'investigatore. This is where they become detectives and have to create their own ID. So as soon as it loads, you will see how that is easily achieved. It has various parts. Choose the investigator, the crime with the story, the characters, geography, interrogations, analysis and the assassin, and conclusion. And the students have to go through each step in order to eventually discover who the culprit is. So here it says, choose your profile before you start your adventure. So I hit continue, and they choose whether they are male or female. They choose the color of their skin, the color of their hair, what kind of fashion they prefer, Valentino, Pucci, Armani, or Versace, the color of their eyes, and the identity is created. And at this point, all they have to do is click print, and they will receive their badge and bring it to me eventually so that I can laminate it and begin their investigation. So as they go through each step, they will hear information, a lot of information. And the information is retained either, by memorizing or taking notes. Most of them frantically take notes because they were very determined, are very determined to find the assassin first.
Questa storia si svolge in Liguria, nell'Italia del Nord. È il mese di settembre e 4 amici, Renata, Andrea, Cristina e Antonio, si incontrano un bel giovedì pomeriggio sul Monte Fasce, in provincia di Genova, per fare un picnic in montagna. La giornata è soleggiata, l'aria mite e dalla cima del monte si vedono in lontananza l'isola di Corsica e il Monviso.
So in this first module here, as you can see, the students can hover over what is highlighted because some of these words perhaps they're not familiar with, so they're given the infinitive of the verb and a synonym. And of course, the purpose of this this whole game is for them to work intuitively and hopefully not rely on looking at the dictionary constantly. There are some times when they're allowed to do so, but I must say that most of them never even open the dictionary once. So here it's asking them to explore geographical informations, clicking on evidenced words, and we could continue, but I want to show you, here we meet the victim. And after they have gone through several parts, the crime, Franco Zeppa, the victim, part 1, Franco Zeppa, the victim, part 2, and then they have some fun exercises that ask them to figure out what they know so far about the victim. So for example, what drawing, what image do you associate with what you've learned about the victim? And so they can choose, again, what do they associate, and so on. So that's just another part of the exercise. In personaggi, they get to meet the suspects. So we have a few suspects, and they each have a very strong alibi. In geografia, they get to explore a little bit about the area where the crime was committed. In interrogatorio, this is where each character defends themselves from the interrogation. And they give an analysis, and they try to guess who the assassin was. And the guessing is a fun game. It's actually a car race, and you just pick one randomly. And of course, the answer was wrong. They're all driving Ferraris, and it says, "I'm sorry, you're wrong. Try again." Once the students get to this part, then they have to reconsider their clues and try to come up with a different theory. And the conclusion gives them the explanation. So this is basically what the game is about. As you can see, it's a lot about reading and comprehension. They watch videos, they have to listen carefully, gather their clues, and work individually unless they decide to team up with somebody. But it's a really fun game, and they can do it in 3 to 4 weeks of time. Some of them want to do it right away and spend every single day for the next couple of weeks. If they're doing it just for fun, especially my intermediate students, they like to do it for fun towards the end of the semester, and they usually take about 2 weeks to complete it. So it's interesting, and they love it. Really, they love it very much. So that's what Isp Zunicchi is about.